happy, obviously, that we won. A little frustrated with just some things that happened during the game that I think we have to get more consistent at to win championships. One of those being energy, another one being offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, and then the last one, turnover. So overall, I mean, I'm glad that we won. I'm happy that we won. I'm glad that we were able to get some other kids in and play deep and save some of our legs in that. But we definitely have to be more consistent to win championships.
I talked about this a little bit in the post game with you on the telecast, but there were some factors that were extenuating that were sort of out of your control, and then maybe some factors that you could control. I mean, one being kind of the weather, a little lighter crowd tonight, got out to a big lead at the halftime break, and then a pretty clean game in the foul department in the first half turned into a lot of whistles in the third quarter. What's the challenge like to kind of mitigate that and keep that energy consistent? Because I do think it's a challenge to a degree when then you sort of grind to a halt in terms of the pace of play.
Yeah, I think for us, we've just got to have more communication amongst them on the floor, and whether that's, let's go, let's get the next one, whatever that is. I think they talk when you talk about switches and those kind of things, but they don't talk enough to each other about what needs to happen, right? And being great teammates and those kind of things. Of course, I thought we were up and down with our energy and up and down with our talk. And some of it, yeah, you can say that the crowd wasn't here. You can say it's cold, but you don't do that if you're a championship team, right? You do it consistently with stuff. So I think when you talk about factors, everything is in our control in regards to that. And we've got to be better at controlling that.
So, Brooke, double-double. Congratulations on that. 11 rebounds, 10 points. And clearly the folks from Tennessee State having trouble getting the ball to drop. When you see that's happening to the other team, how does that affect your play going up and down the floor?
Sorry, I didn't understand that. What?
So the folks from Tennessee State were shooting about 20%.
Oh, okay, yes.
Does that impact the way you think about the game as it develops?
Yes. Well, whenever Coach talks about, offense rebounds and, rebounding all the time, but I try to get to the board as much as possible, and I struggled on the offensive side today. But looking at it now, I guess I got a lot of defensive ones. So just trying to help the team wherever I need to.
So one thing that I noticed again, congrats on the double-double, but one thing that seems to be a very important part of this team is when you're out on the floor, the ability of team rebounding is much better. And when you're able to stay out of foul trouble, the overall performance of the team seems to be a lot better. How much of that is a focus to you when you're out there? Because when you're between the lines, the game's moving at such a fast pace that you've got to make split-second decisions on, do I come over and help this? Do I commit this foul? Do I not? How often is that at the back of your mind when you're playing, or is that kind of a mindset that you develop off the court and just try to play clean on it?
I try to play as clean as possible. Whenever I get 2 to 3 fouls, it definitely stays in the back of my mind. So, staying on the help side, I try not to just stand straight up, maybe not take charges as much as I usually do, just because I don't want that extra foul. So, yeah, just playing smart.
So, Coach, 48% from the field, 44% from three-point. Finally, the shots are dropping tonight.
Yeah. We saw more zone tonight than we've seen all year. So that was some of it. I mean, there hasn't been 1 ounce of me that has ever thought that this team couldn't shoot lights out. These kids are in the gym all the time. They're working on it. We have some phenomenal shooters on our team. And, sometimes you have ups, sometimes you have downs with that. But we definitely had a great night, I thought, from the shooting aspect of it. And hopefully we can continue that.
You came off sort of that extended break on the holidays. You've already had 2 road games, have a game tonight, quick turnaround Saturday. This is kind of that meat grinder part of the season where it just gets tough to get through with the how physical this league is. And, we're seeing players getting up slow at both ends of the floor, each team's. How do you sort of manage that? Because the intensity of practice you mentioned as a key to how you started in conference season. Yeah. Is that a really tough push and pull as you get late into February?
It's crazy that you asked that because, we came back from Christmas break and we went 9 days straight. And, we went to SIU or Eastern, lost, went to SIUE and won. But Friday we practiced really, really hard before SIUE. And Sunday we were going to come in and practice and then take Monday off. Well, we had the snowstorm. And in the back of my mind, I was like, man, it really wouldn't hurt our kids to have 2 days off. But at the same time, that's hard to do at this time of the year, right? So as I say, God was just taking care of us. We really did need those 2 days off. So, it's a tough part of the year. January is hard because you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, but it's crazy how important this part of the season is. We're fortunate to be at home some. And so we really got to work on protecting the home court while we're here and taking care of business while we're here. And then, on the road, our goal is to win 2 on the road, but you got to at least split, right, on the road right now as we're building this program. So we just try to have, we work hard, but we try to have fun with how we work. But these kids really want to win. I mean, we've got a really good group. So we're really fortunate that they like to be in the gym. They like to be at practice. They really like each other. Don't laugh about that. But they do. They really enjoy each other. They get along great. And I think that makes it all a lot better, a lot easier.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.